Okay, Google, restart video.
Hey everyone, Scott Innes, voice actor, Hollywood actor, movie star. Don't believe all that. I'm a legend in my own mind. Hey, you know me better as the voice of some of the most popular cartoon characters in the world. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Scrappy-Dappy-Doo, Puppy Tower, Black and Shaggy too. And you've got the Sullivan Project podcast coming at you right now.
Hey, Google, stop. Hey, Google, turn your volume to 50%. Hopefully it did. I don't know. Sometimes it don't beep. What's up, everyone? This is Harold Sullivan. Welcome to the Sullivan Project podcast. We got Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
We're going to talk about some scary movies here. Hey, Google, what time is it?
It's 7:19 p.m.
Hey, Google, turn your volume to 50%. See how it don't listen sometimes? It still didn't do it. Hey, Google, turn your volume to 50%. Okay. But, 19. But, yeah, we're going to talk about some horror movies. And, actually, I just heard Carl Weathers passed away.
Yeah, he did.
Jesus. Another celebrity. We know him from, well, most people know him from Rocky, right? Apollo Creed. But then horror fans, we know him from Predator. Right, what was his name? Do you remember in Predator?
No, I don't.
I thought maybe you'd know because you know that's one thing. I got y'all one thing out of a bajillion, but no, you don't know. Like, who did he play? Was it like a lieutenant or sergeant or
Sergeant, wasn't it?
something? He had a name, I'm sure. That's one thing I don't know. Wow, we got 100 years of horror movie knowledge, the horror icons, I call us, and we neither one of us. That's one thing we don't know. But yeah, so he's passed on. And speaking of celebrities, guess who we just got on the podcast? You want to give a guess, Chris?
Who do we get?
Anybody else can guess what they want. See if you remember this. If someone asks if you're a god, you say yes. You remember what line that's from?
Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Yeah, the black guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Ray, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
Yes. That's what we just got on the podcast. Ernie Hudson.
Did he answer you?
Yep, I just got Ernie Hudson.
Wow.
And I'm surprised because right now there's a new Ghostbusters actually just coming out. Frozen Empire or something.
Yeah.
Which I'm getting a little after. Okay, a couple now. There's another one. You know what I mean? But I'm just glad to see glad to have some of the guys. You know, in case y'all haven't tuned in before, I'm blind recently. Past couple of years, I was born with an autoimmune disease. But yeah, so the new trailer's out, and he's in Quantum Leap, the TV show. And then remember he was in The Crow, right? What else do we remember him in? Hand That Rocks? Is it The Hand That Rocks the Cradle?
Yeah.
Ernie
Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
He's been in so many movies. He's an icon.
Oh yeah,
He's an icon. We love Ernie Hudson. I mean, you can make a case that he was one of the funniest things in Ghostbusters, if not the funniest. I mean, especially that line right at the end, right, or what we just said. If someone asks if you're a god, you say yes. And then remember the part where the train goes through him under the tunnel, the invisible train, and he's like just scary. He's just standing there, man. And it's like the look on his face, you know. And they're like, "Are you okay?" It's like he's just funny. And then he's telling him about the Twinkie. Remember he said he just has.
What about the Twinkie?
Yeah, he's got some iconic lines. He's like, so Ernie Hudson, yeah, we just had him on the podcast. So if y'all want to check out any other celebrities that we've had on, go to the Harold Sullivan 78 on YouTube, Harold Sullivan 78 on TikTok, and Harold Sullivan period 35 on Facebook. And everyone has a story, and you can't judge a book by its cover. So if you want to come on, let us know. You can call or leave a message. 724-513-1472 or email hs19782015 at outlook.com. And audio or video guests, or just I'll get the message out, or if you got something you want to say. And we appreciate hitting the shares and the likes and comments and friend request, whatever, you know. I just started this to help people and to get, you know, give people somewhere to just chill, relax without being judged and talk about anything. It doesn't have to be just scary movies or, you know, spiritual or whatever. We just pick something, you know. But we like scary movies. We were born in the 80s, right? You were in the 80s too, right? Yeah.
76.
Yeah, so you're a little bit older than me. 78, 76. And that's it. That was the 80s, horror and sci-fi, right? We didn't have superhero movies too much except for Superman. Superhero movies came out more in like the 90s and 2000s and that. But yeah, so Apollo Creed passed away. Jesus. Can't believe it. I don't even know how old Ernie Hudson is. I was thinking about it. He might be pretty old too. So we're losing people.
Yeah.
Jesus. But yeah, so what we're gonna do? Child's Play the franchise. My gosh, they just ran Chucky into the ground, didn't they?
Yeah, they made too many.
Have you even checked out the TV show at all?
No, I haven't.
It's caca. I mean, I did reviews on the first season, and it was pretty. It was they only did 6 episodes, so I mean that doesn't really tell you much. It's enough to get it going, and I was like, okay, this is cool. Chucky's back. But then after that, they just completely. They're on like the third season now. They're just going crazy, and I couldn't do it no more. So you know it's bad if I'm not even checking out the show at all. You know what I mean? I did
Well, the show won't be the same as the movies.
No, but it was okay. I mean, Evil Dead was good though. Evil Dead, Ash the TV show or Ash versus the Evil Dead, that show was good. It was perfect for TV. But Chucky, well, I'll tell you a little bit about that in a little bit. So let's start off. We got what Child's Play, Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3. I mean, it just kept in 1, 2, 3, right? They didn't even have. And then we had what? Bride.
I saw the first 3.
Yeah, Bride of Chucky. And then we had Seed of Chucky, right?
Cult of Chucky.
Then Call of Chucky and Curse of Chucky. And then we had that remake was terrible. And the only good thing I thought about the remake was Mark Hamill doing Chucky's voice.
Yeah, the remake wasn't too bad, but
It was Chucky was driving smartphones, or he was controlling smart devices and lights, and it was just the the cars and stuff. It was too much for me, and I didn't. You know, I like the voice though, and the way the doll moved and stuff, but I couldn't do that. But Mark Hamill, yeah, the guy who played Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, people might not know, he did the voice for Chucky in the remake. Before that was Brad Dourif, who actually played uh, the killer, you know, the killer who became the doll. But you see, in the remake, they didn't have a killer become the doll. It was just a doll that was reprogrammed or something. Is that what happened?
yeah.
Yeah, so there wasn't even an original guy. See, I didn't like that either. They took that out. But so let's go back. So the first one, the basic plot is this killer puts himself into a doll, right, so he can live on, and then he has to find a way out by midnight, or he's going to be in the doll forever. So he finds a little boy. He tells him the secret, and he has to get into the boy because he's the first one he told the secret to, right? So that's the plot. But then what the heck happened? Because he didn't get into the boy because they won, and then how did he continue on in the second one? You know, like, how was he able to live past midnight? Because he was becoming human. He was bleeding and stuff. Oh, because they put him in a new doll, right? Is that what? That was a
Yeah,
loophole.
they rebuilt the doll.
See, that was a loophole. You see, that's what's so creative about these mad scientist writers of Elm Street and Chucky and Friday the 13th and Michael Myers. How do you bring them back? You know what I mean? Oh, well, guess what? There's a little bit left of the old doll. We'll mix it in with the new doll. They would never do that, though, right? They would never take an old doll, clean parts of it, and make a new doll out of it. But they did, and so he had another 24 hours, I guess, to find Andy and put himself in the doll. And then the third one, same thing happens pretty much, right? There's blood left from the doll that gets made into a new one. I can't remember. Jesus.
I don't remember either.
But Andy's older now. It's not the same Andy, though. It's a different actor, right? It's the boy.
Yeah.
It's the boy.
Jeremy Silvers. Yeah.
It's the boy that went on to play Star Trek and the Star Trek Next Generation. I forget his name, but he's in a military school, and Chucky finds him there again. I don't know, but then Andy disappears after that, and then in part 4, Bride of Chucky, or is it? Yeah, Bride of Chucky. Uh, Chucky has a girlfriend, and she's put into a doll, right? Or he kills her and puts her in a doll. He goes and finds his old girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, and puts her in a doll. And it so happens to be Jennifer Tilly. But it looks like Jennifer Tilly, but it ain't Jennifer Tilly, right? And Redman's in there, right? Redman died, the rapper and actor. Oh my gosh. And then there's a nasty sex scene. There's actually a sex scene in there with a doll, and he's masturbating, quote unquote. Sorry if anybody's adult. He is, and you hear the sounds like he's polishing something, but there's shadows and you don't see it. It's pretty nasty. It's pretty vulgar, just stuff. But it's Chucky, though. You know what I mean? And then they end up having a kid in the next movie, and then he comes out and he don't know if he's male or female, and he doesn't have any genitalia when they show him, and he thinks his name is something else because he's made in a different country. I don't know. He's all messed up. And Chucky and Tiffany are trying not to kill people. They're trying to be reformed, but they keep slipping up, and neither one of them knows, right? Oh, gosh. And then they just do away with that, right? And then what happens? Curse. What's the next one? Curse of Chucky? I don't know.
Curse of Chucky. Yeah.
But it's actually Brad Dourif, his daughter in real life. She's an actress, Fiona. So that's her. She looks like him too with that long hair and that. But she actually plays his. I don't know. Is it the daughter of somebody he dated in the past? And she gets blamed for the murders, and she gets put in an asylum. She's in a wheelchair though, so she couldn't really have done it. Then she gets out in the next one, and she's walking out because he gets put back in her body somehow. He gets put in her body somehow. Oh, it's very confusing if you. So then then they walk out, and it's Jennifer Tilly inside Jennifer Tilly's body. Or no, it's the possessed girl in. What was her name?
I don't even know.
She was in Jennifer Tilly's body anyway, his ex-girlfriend. And then he walks out in the girl's body, so they're like two lesbians, right, kissing. And then that's how they end it. Then they bring out the remake movie, and then it's just flopped. And then they bring out a TV show picking up where Seed of Chucky was supposed to. And they were supposed to do that years ago, so I don't know why they went with the remake. So, anyway, the TV show picks up with Jennifer Tilly again, and then Chucky. But now it's cool. They actually bring Andy back, right? The original Andy, and then they bring back the girl from part 3, the one that was smoking. I had a crush on her back in the day. She was cute. You know the girl in the orphanage with him, the one that found the doll with Chuck, with Andy, the one that got caught smoking. I forget what her name was, but they brought her back, so she was helping Andy to get Chucky in the TV show, and I thought that was pretty cool. So, but it's gone crazy now because what happens is Chucky split himself into different pieces. So there's like 1,000 different Chucky dolls running around, right? Like the Three Stooges, basically. They're all nuts, slapping each other and stuff because they're all stupid. They're not as smart as the original one. And then you have one original Chucky, and it just doesn't make it's just crazy because you just can't get him. How do you know who's the original? You know. So that's the TV show. So you're not missing much. But the first 6 episodes of the first season, like it was just a 6-episode season. It was cool, you know. But then they thought they got him, and then at the end there was like a truck of the dolls that were all possessed. So that's how they ended the first. And I was like, no, that's too much. I can't do it no more. Okay, yeah. But the Child's Play franchise, yeah. So, the original one, it's Mancuso, right? Frank Mancuso.
I don't know if he did any of that first one or not. The original one, I don't know.
Yeah, he's the writer and director because he had the rights to the whole thing. They couldn't do none of it without him.
Tom Holland directed it, I think, didn't he?
No, I thought it was Frank Mancuso. Hey Alexa, who directed the first Child's Play? Hey Alexa, did Frank Mancuso direct Child's Play?
No. Child's Play was directed by Tom Holland.
You're right.
Yeah, Tom Holland.
So he
Yep.
wrote it, see? Not the Tom Holland, no, not the Spider-Man Tom Holland, the older Tom Holland, the director we know, Tom Holland, from what, 70s and the 80s, right? But Mancuso wrote it, right? It was his property. I knew the name Mancuso. But his original idea was like a blood buddy where the doll, it was dolls that came out and then the kids would cut themselves and the doll came to life or something. And actually, remember My Buddy? I had a My Buddy doll. If people don't remember, there was a doll called My Buddy, and the kid's sister, a female version, they were for kids. And it was basically what they ripped off a good guy doll from My Buddy. But I had one. He didn't talk, though. They didn't have mouths to move. Later on, they came out with Teddy Ruxpin and his friends, though, but they talked. They had a cassette you would put in their back, and they would talk that way. But there was no good guy doll with the big batteries in the back and all that, you know. So, let's see, who else? Who was Kate? What was her name? John Ritter was in John Ritter, and what was that other girl's name that was in the fourth one? She's not in much anymore. The girl that was in One for the Money, remember that movie? They filmed that in Ambridge, some of it. In case people don't remember. Yeah, what was that brown haired girl and remember her? They were in that van and Tiffany got in a ride with them. And Bride of Chucky. I can't remember her name, though, the actress. But John Ritter was in there. One of his last movies, right? John Ritter was Bride of Chucky because he passed away.
Yeah, John Ritter's been going for a long time now.
Yeah, right after that one. Remember he was in Child's Play, Bride of Chucky? Remember? Yeah, he was in Bride of Chucky. He was like the sheriff. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see all of Bride of Chucky. After the first four, I was like,
Oh, you know? Really? Wow, yeah, see? So you actually stopped, see? I'm a fan. I'll watch them even if they're crappy. I'll go all the way through, no matter which ones they are. And there's been some crappy, so I've stuck through all of them. I've stuck through all the freaking Halloweens, Texas Chainsaws. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they made a lot of Chainsaw Massacre movies, too.
I'm not sure I did all the Hellraisers, but I know I've done at least 12 of them. Because there was 10, and then there was a couple new ones. So, because they did one without Doug Bradley, which it was horrible. I mean, the guy looked like him a little bit, but he didn't. It wasn't right. So what was your favorite out of the franchise that you saw? Part 1, probably?
The original one, yeah.
Yeah. And of course,
that was the best. The original was always the best.
Brad Dourif, right? With that hair. And what else was he in, man? He's in Rob Zombie's Halloween. He played sheriff. And of course, he's iconic in that.
He's in the sequel, too, Rob Zombie.
Yeah, but before Chucky, what was he in? Do you remember? That's really all I know him from, but he's iconic. I know he was in other stuff. But Brad Dourif. So let's do, okay, so the first one was, so what would you give out of your franchise? I'd probably have to do Child's Play 3 out of 5 stars, like the whole franchise.
I'll give the first one 3 stars.
Yeah.
Second one 2. The third one maybe 2.
Yeah.
Fourth one maybe 2.
Yeah.
I'll go 1.5.
They went down. What about the whole franchise? Out of what would you give it 3?
3.
3 out of 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I did too. Because it's right in between there. It's like half, maybe a little bit above half. Okay, we're about on the same. Like I said, we got the same taste in a lot of movies and stuff. So let's how about we do Stump the Stringert before we what time? Hey Google, what time is it?
7:37 p.m.
What was it, 19? Okay, yeah, Stump the Stringert. We got some questions that actually have Child's Play question. So let's see here. Can you name what was the name of the killer? I'm sure you said it before.
Charles Lee Ray.
Charles Lee Ray. And what was his name? What did they call him?
Chucky.
In the newspaper. In the newspaper, what was his nickname?
Chucky.
No, I mean the killer's name. Charles Lee Ray, but they called him a name in the newspaper because of the way the area he was from, remember the town or whatever. In the newspaper, they had a nickname for him.
Shit.
This is for
We'll take that for last from the records. I didn't mean to swear.
Oh, that's fine. This is for everybody, but there was a bonus question. I think it was a bonus question. I don't know. I got a whole bunch of questions. Well, I always have extra points, but so Brad Dourif, and then Charles Lee Ray. Okay, and then they called him. What was it? The Lakeshore Strangler?
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah, Lakeshore Strangler.
I'm guessing Lakeshore is New Jersey, a made-up place in New Jersey, because I don't think there's a real Lakeshore. There's a Hackensack, because I know he's in Hackensack. That's the town, or Hackett's something, because he gets sent there in the one. They send him in the package. But that's how Chucky gets sent in the one movie to kill people. They send him in the mail to different dolls. I think that was in the Curse of Chucky or Cult of Chucky. Cult of Chucky, I think. I don't know. But okay, so and then I have one from Hellraiser. The box has a name. Do you remember what the puzzle box is called? I know you mentioned that on here before.
What, from Child's Play?
No, from Hellraiser. The puzzle box.
I don't know. You got me on that one. That's a stumper.
You mentioned it before. It has a name. Like who created it? Who made the box in Hellraiser?
Was it Clive Barker that did that?
Yeah, but I'm saying in the movie, who actually made there was somebody made it in the movie and put the demons and all that in it or whatever. So who was the guy who made it? Because there was a name. It was called something puzzle box.
I know. I'm trying to think of it. I don't know.
It's on the end of your tongue too, huh? Because they explained it in that one movie, remember? Which is one of my favorite ones. I don't want to give it away saying it.
I'm not a huge Hellraiser fan.
Well, I'm sure you've seen the first 3 or 4. After that, like I said, there's like 12. But in the 4th one, that's when they explain pretty much everything. It was in the future, way ahead of the future, and they destroyed them they actually destroyed Pinhead and them for good. But they made it in the future so they could do movies like Friday the 13th, make movies before that, so they could still make movies. But it was called the Lamont, right? Lamont.
I think
Lamont puzzle box. Lamont puzzle box. Something like that. Yeah, Lamont puzzle box, because it was named after the guy who made it and put the demons in it to keep them like Pandora kind of. So that was the name of it. Okay. So, well, we got 1 out of 2 because the other one was a double point. And then I got 2 more here. Wait a minute, how many did I give you? I don't know. Yeah, I got 1 more question here with 2. Or actually, I got 2 more questions. So yeah, you got 1 out of 2.
Yeah, I'm not too sharp on this tonight.
Did we do 2 in Chucky? We did 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I think I got an extra one I could give you. Okay, because I have to do extra points. Okay, and what about Leprechaun here now? What was the name of the guy who played Leprechaun?
Oh, man. I couldn't tell you.
Warwick Davis.
Okay.
I'm sure you remember the name.
Yeah.
Warwick Davis.
I only saw the first Leprechaun.
Oh, okay. Well,
Jennifer Aniston was in it.
Bingo. That was the next question I was going to ask you. Who was the female lead that later?
How could I forget that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh! And did she not get more beautiful with age though? I mean, Jesus. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but she's from Leprechaun, and now she's still just beautiful. And people don't know she started off on that. That might have been her first movie, but she was so very young in Leprechaun. Jennifer Aniston.
Oh yeah, she was in her teens. Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
boom, in her early 20s, I think. Yeah.
All them horror people, or all the movie icons start off in horror movies. Young people, Kevin Bacon, Jennifer Aniston. I mean, I could go on and on with a bajillion of them. Friday the 13th had or Elm Street had a few people.
Elm Street had Johnny Depp in it.
Johnny Depp. And later on, what was it, part 6, Freddy's Dead?
Roseanne Barr was in it.
Roseanne. No, but
briefly.
As far as young people, who was that kid? Spencer. I can't remember. He became an actor, like not Ethan Hawke, but somebody, I don't remember his name, but the dude that played Spencer had a rich father, be like me, and Freddy is Dead. And then he went on a TV show or something later on, like Dawson's Creek or one of them shows, he became famous. But there's been quite a few of them. But so we get the Pinhead, and we got the two Chucky questions, right? Charles Lee Ray. Oh, here we go. I'll give you another one for extra points. What are the words that Chucky says? Do you remember? The magic words? Or can you get close to it?
Hot day, dewy Dembala. Give me the power, I beg of you.
There you go. All right, so that was my extra point. So you got an extra one to get back like 4 out of 5.
I couldn't tell you the whole.
Well, that's all I was looking for. All day, Dewey Dembella, give me the power, I beg of thee, or I beg of you. He says it different ways. And
yeah, he goes different ways. Yeah, different silences.
And even later on, when Chuck and Tiffany says it, she has different words with the amulet because they use an amulet.
Yeah, they kept changing it. Yeah.
So I don't know what they mean. I'm sure that it's something Latin that they reverse. They switch their words around backwards, and then that's what they say. So, but so yeah, we got the Child's Play franchise. We both give it 3 out of 5. And Ghostbusters is coming out here soon. I actually heard a trailer for a new Marvel movie, but it's going to be Madam Web. And I'm actually a fan of Madam Web from the old cartoon, but it seems like they're going to ruin it now. See, in the old cartoon, Spider-Man, Madam Web was the one who came and brought all the superheroes to a planet, right? Like Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, and she made them fight those villains. Like they called them the Sinister Six. They started them, and it was there was a Goblin, Doc Ock, the Lizard, and a bunch of the other ones. And so, I don't think they're going to do that in the movie. It sounds like they have a bunch of young females, and one of them is called Madam Web. And Madam Web was an old lady. She was an older lady. She was basically like the all-time knowing of everything and all the galaxies, Madam Web. And now they're saying there's other Madam Webs. I guess there's a group of them. But maybe when it comes out, I'll check it out. But I'm not liking this, And they just announced next year, right? Raw, WWE is only going to be on Netflix. So people are going to have to pay to watch that. Remember how you were talking about in your area, right? You can't get the picture.
Yeah, I got my Pence channel back, by the way. I meant to tell you.
Okay,
I got it back.
Okay, that's what I was gonna bring up because I was gonna tell people in that area you can't get the Penguins anymore. That's messed up.
I got it. I got my channel back. I can watch the games again.
Man. Yeah, so now next year, no more.
I had to pay an extra $20, but I got it back.
See, they got you. See, isn't that wrong? That's wrong. Yeah, well, what about this? Think about
it's wrong, but I like the Penguins.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but isn't that wrong that WWE SmackDown after 30-something, 40 years, next year, or Raw, next year they're going to...
No, that's how they make their money.
It's going to be only on Netflix next year. So
that's how they make their money.
And now I'm going to have to either, if I want to still continue to listen to it now, since I'm blind, I can only hear it, I'll have to either pay for Netflix or I'll miss something that I've been listening to for my whole life pretty much. That's screwed. But they got AEW, so All Elite Wrestling, and they're adding more shows, and they're actually adding people that Vince McMahon used to have. So they're taking their old wrestlers. So hey, as long as they keep doing something, we got them. So, because they understand it ain't about money. I used to listen to the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast. I had to quit listening to it a couple of weeks ago because all of a sudden they went up to Sirius now, and you got to pay for Sirius. I just got rid of Sirius because I wasn't listening to anything on it. And I could get all my music on YouTube, right? Now, all of a sudden, the freaking podcasts are going to paid stuff. Well, what about the fans that have been listening to you all this time? It ain't about the money. It ain't about them getting paid by a corporate. What are the people that don't have money are people that probably need help. I mean, they need help too. Like, you know what I mean? So now they can't listen to them because it ain't free anymore. That's not right. So.
Now the people that like wrestling, will go to Netflix.
And the wrestling podcast too. I had to quit listening to that because it's no longer free anymore. WWE podcast, and they went to the WWE network now, and that was just recently. So all WWE stuff is going to go to be where you have to pay, and Jesus, I don't know. It's not cool though, but it's a monopoly, so you got to do it right. You got to pay it out. they can't take it with them. All it is a piece of paper with green print on it. So, but we'll be back. So we appreciate y'all, and what we like to say.
Good night, everybody. Have a nice rest of your weekend. And
love is a choice, and so is the hate. Right?
Don't judge a book by its cover, and
everyone has a story,
care.
and you can't judge a book by its cover. And be the light.
Be the light. Yep.